Hello, grade 11. This is lesson 1.6, a library of parent functions, page 66. Your homework will be these numbers 11, 13, 43, 45, 47, and 57. And project is one word problem in page 71. Let's get started with the lesson. This lesson is talking about the parent graphs of some familiar functions. The most famous function. The first one is the linear function. We are talking about the parent graph, not all the type of the function. There are three special types of this function. The constant function like this, y equals 3, fx equals c means y equals 3 or x equals 2. The graph of this function y equals 3 is a parallel line, horizontal line, intersecting the y-axis at 3 and parallel to the x-axis. The other one, x equals 2, or any number, is a vertical line cutting the x-axis at the 2. The identity function, which is y equal x, this function is in the middle. It goes from the origin in the middle of the first quadrant. Means when x equals 1, y equals 1, x equals 2, y equals 2, so it goes in the middle. Let's talk also about the domain and the range of these functions. The domain of this function means all the values that x can take. It can take all real numbers. So you can get x equals 1 equals 3. f1 equals 3, f2 equals 3, f3 equals 3, f negative 1 equals 3. So x can take all real numbers. But the range means the values that y can take. It takes only 3 here. Here it's the opposite. The domain is only 2. X can take only 2. But the range is all real numbers, because when x equals 2, y can get any number. 1, 2, 3, and so on. But look, this is not a function, because the function, for every x there is only one y. This is one x and there are many y's. So this is not a function, but this is a function. The domain of this is all real numbers and the range is all real numbers. What's the x-intercept and the y-intercept? X-intercept for this is nothing, but the y-intercept is 3. Here x-intercept is 2. Y-intercept is nothing. X-intercept and y-intercept at 0. So we need to identify the domain and the range and the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Squaring number means the quadratic function. Function. The quadratic function. The parent graph of the quadratic function is y equal x squared. It is a bell curve, has a minimum value at 0, 0. The domain is all real numbers. The range is only from 0 up, means all the positive numbers on the y-axis, means y greater than 0. This is the range, and it has a minimum point at 0, 0. The cubic function has a parent graph y equal x cubed, and this is the shape of the y equal x cubed. Look, before I leave this one, this is called an even function, but this is called an odd function. Why this is called an even function? You can know the even function from the graph. It is symmetric around the y-axis. Algebraically means y negative x equals equals yx. That means y negative 5 equals, let's say مثلا negative 5 equals 25 positive 25. So y negative 5 equals 25. And also y5 equals 5. Because when you put x equals 5, you will get y equals 25. When you put x equals negative 25, you will find y equals 25. That means y negative x equals yx equals yx. This is the even function, and it is symmetric around the y-axis. But the odd function is symmetric about the origin. Look, or this one or this one. That means first let's say that talk about the domain and the range. The domain of this is all real numbers, and also the range is all real numbers, and it is its x-intercept and y-intercept is 0. It is odd function. Why? Because y negative 3, for example, y negative 3 means negative 3 cubed, which is negative 9. So y negative x equals negative yx. Y negative x means f negative x equals negative fx. Odd function. But this f negative x equals fx. So here the f negative 3 equals negative 27, but the f3 equals positive 27. It's different. And it is symmetric around the origin. The square root function, its parent graph is y root x. And this is the shape of the parent graph. Its domain is only the positive part of the x-axis, means x greater than 0, and also its range is y greater than 0. Number 5, the reciprocal function, which is y over x, y equals 1 over x. The graph of this is like this. 2 branches, each one is approaching x and y axes, but without reaching them. What are the domain and the range? The domain, all the real numbers except 0. Here at 0, the function doesn't have any value. Means when you put x equals 0, you don't have y. And the range also, all the y-axis except 0 means all real numbers except 0. This is the domain and range. There is no x-intercept or y-intercept because the graph does not intersect the x-axis or the y-axis. The step function, very critical, we took it last year. It is called the greatest integer function. Y equals, look at these brackets, double brackets x.